93.5 inch.
नहीं 23.5 ऐसा बोला चलो.
मैं बोल देती.
Have you ever met someone who completely changes the way you see the world, someone who makes you stop for a moment and rethink what strength really means? Today I want to tell you the story of a woman who is known around the world not because of what she lacks but because of who she is. Her name is Jyoti Amge. When people first hear about her height, they are usually shocked. She measures just 62.8 centimeters, but what truly makes her story powerful is not a number, it is the life she built in a world that was never designed for her. Jyoti Amge was born in India into a loving family that quickly realized she was growing differently from other children at first. Her parents did not fully understand what was happening, they only knew that Jyoti was healthy, alert, and full of energy. As months passed, it became clear that her growth was much slower than expected. Doctors later diagnosed her with a condition called achondroplasia. It is a genetic condition that affects bone growth and results in short stature. But here is something important to understand: achondroplasia does not affect intelligence, it does not limit dreams, and it does not define a person's value. As a child, Jyoti faced challenges that most of us never have to think about. Simple things like reaching a door handle, climbing stairs, or sitting at a desk required adjustments. School furniture was not made for her size. Public spaces were not designed with her needs in mind. Have you ever thought about how many things in your daily life you take for granted? Chairs, beds, sinks, light switches. Now imagine having to adapt every single one of them. Despite all this, Jyoti went to school like any other child. She studied, she made friends, she developed interests and dreams. Of course, not every experience was easy. There were moments of curiosity from others, moments of misunderstanding, and moments that could have discouraged anyone. But Jyoti learned something very early in life. She learned that confidence changes how the world responds to you. Instead of hiding, she stood out. Instead of feeling ashamed, she embraced who she was. As she grew older, Jyoti began to receive attention from the media. People were curious, some were respectful, others simply did not understand. In 2011, her life changed in a major way. She was officially recognized by Guinness World Records as the world's smallest living woman. This recognition brought her global visibility, but more importantly, it gave her a platform. Think about that for a moment. What would you do if the world suddenly started watching you? Would you feel pressure, fear, or opportunity? Jyoti chose opportunity. She began to use her visibility to show that life does not stop because of physical limitations. She appeared in interviews, she traveled, she connected with people from different countries and cultures. One of the most remarkable moments in her career came when she appeared in the American television series American Horror Story. For a woman from a small town in India, this was not just a role, it was a statement. It showed that representation matters, that talent comes in all forms, and that difference does not mean exclusion. Outside of television, Jyoti also became active on social media. She shares parts of her daily life, her fashion, her travels, her routines. Yes, many of her clothes are custom made, yes. Her home is adapted to her height, but her life is full, busy, and independent. She cooks, she socializes, she works, she dreams. And that brings us to an important question: what truly defines independence? Is it doing everything exactly the same way as everyone else, or is it finding your own way to live fully? Jyoti's story challenges the idea that a fulfilling life has only one shape or one size. She has spoken openly about how she wants people to see beyond her height. She wants to be known as an actress, a personality, a woman with goals and opinions. Not just a record holder. And that distinction matters. Because when we reduce people to a single characteristic, we miss the whole story, we miss their effort, their growth, their humanity. Jyoti Amge's journey is not about being the smallest, it is about being visible in a world that often overlooks those who are different. It is about showing up even when spaces are not built for you, even when expectations are low. So let me ask you something: what obstacle in your life feels too big right now, and what would happen if you stopped seeing it as a limit and started seeing it as something to work with? Jyoti's life reminds us that strength is not always loud, sometimes it is quiet consistency, showing up every day, adapting, moving forward. Her story continues to inspire millions not because it is perfect but because it is real life with challenges, adjustments, and victories. And maybe that is the most powerful part. She does not ask the world to feel sorry for her, she asks the world to see her. If this story made you reflect even a little, then it has already done something meaningful. Because stories like this are not about comparison, they are about perspective. And sometimes a change in perspective changes everything. Before you go, I want to ask you something. If stories like this matter to you, if you enjoy learning about real people and the lives they build against the odds, consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps keep these stories alive and reaching more people. And I would genuinely love to know this. Where are you watching from right now? What city or country? Sometimes it's incredible to see how one story can connect people from completely different parts of the world. You can also tell me what part of Jyoti's story stayed with you the most. I read the comments, and your thoughts shape the next stories we tell here. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next story.